Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Draw 2. My name's Ramny, and this is another episode of Mini How to Draw. Before we begin, I just want to say a few things. As usual, what you guys need is a pencil, an eraser, any type of white paper, and black ink pen so you can ink afterwards. As you're watching this tutorial, remember that you can pause at any time so you can catch up on your drawings. We all draw at different speeds, so find a pace that works for you and stick to it. And also, if your drawings look a little different than mine, that is completely fine as well. So having said all of that, let's get to the tutorial. As you guys can see, I've got my paper here in landscape mode, and that's how we are going to be drawing Firestorm, which is of course the Jackson version and not the Ronnie Raymond version. So let's get started, and I'm going to start by drawing a circle right here at the top, and that's going to be for his head, of course. And then from there, I'm going to draw the draw lines on the sides, and then bring it in like this. Now you guys may notice that I've got my face kind of tilted slightly this way. Not that much, but you guys can probably tell that it's not straight up and down. It's slightly tilted. And that was intentional because he's going to be, well, he's got his head kind of slightly slanted. Okay, now we're going to find the neck, and we're going to start over here and right here. Okay, 2 lines down. And this one, when you get to this point right here, I actually want you to bring it to the left, and right here down and to the right. And I'm just going to draw the shoulders roughly for now, just like that. And then let's get back to the face. Let's focus on the face. I'm going to zoom in, and let's get his face right. All right, so now I'm going to find the hairline. It's going to be right here, and as I do that, I'm also going to find the center line going straight down from the top to the chin. And you want the hairline to slightly go higher this way and this way. And then to the sides of the face like that. We'll worry about that later on. Now let's find the brow line. And the brow, you kind of want it to go about this far down. And I'm going to draw a line going across. Now, it's not quite straight away this way. You kind of, because the head is slightly tilted, you want that line to also be tilted like this. Okay, so not straight like this, but like that. There's the brow line, but I'm also going to draw the eye line underneath. Right around there is good. Okay, from here, I'm actually going to draw a line going this way, because this will indicate the front of the face. So now you know this is sort of the side of the face right here, and this is the front. And that'll help us with the placement of the eyes. Now let's find the eyes. Put a spot right here and right here. I'm going to draw curves just like this. And the bottom is going to be straight lines. All right. I'm going to draw a little line right here along the brow, and another one right here. And now the eyebrows, they go up like this, and they go up like that. Okay. This goes up and out like that. Now for the nose, I want the nose to go about this far down right here. So let me erase this circle. And just where that circle is, it kind of went over here. A little bit above that, I'm going to draw this tiny little U shape. And I'm going to connect ovals here and here. Now I'm going to draw these semicircles, or C's, there and there for the side of the nostrils here. And then I'm going to draw this little bulb right here. You want to make this kind of like a circle right here. I'm going to draw this like that. I'm going to connect that nostril. And then I just want to draw the bridge. It's just going to go up like this. One there, another one over here. Okay, I'm not going to be drawing the pupils because this is where he's powered up and he's got his head in flames. So that's good. Now let's create this little shadow, little wrinkle right there underneath the nose. I still don't know what that's called. I'm determined to find out what this thing is called underneath the nose and above the lip. Beneath that, I draw a little curved line like this, and then I draw the sides of the mouth like that. Okay, draw a line straight across. I don't want my mouth to be that big, actually, so I'm gonna erase bits of it on the sides here. Okay, lower lip, right there. And then shadow for the chin. And that's it. So let's start shaping his face a little bit better. So here's the chin part. And you want to start finding the proportions. So now that we've got the face, make sure that it sits nicely in the shape of your head. Okay. Right along the eye line, right there and right there, you want to draw the ears. And the ears, I'm just going to draw just C shapes, I guess. One there and one right here. And you want to adjust your hair, because what you want to do is you want that hair to sort of go down towards the ear. Like that. It goes towards the ear, and then fix your head. There you go. And then you can create the curls in the hair. Now if you're going to be inking this afterwards, feel free to, you could skip this part and just do it with your ink pen later on. And when you're drawing it, remember that the hair is fuzzier, so you want the top to not be so straight. There you go. I'm gonna draw some cheek lines right there. One here and one here. And let's just draw this line for the ear and out like that. And a line going down. Same thing here. That curve and then like that. Okay. We'll draw the flame effects later on, but we've got Firestorm's head. Let's move on to the body. Now his costume is we've got this point right here and this point right here. And we want to bring it down to about here. So there's this point right here, kind of underneath the chin. And you want to bring those points to there. This to there. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to draw a line going this way. And same thing over here, line going this way. Actually, what you want to make sure is this distance right here and this distance are about the same. So adjust it accordingly. Okay, let's figure out a nice spot where the shoulders drop down. You don't want to make it too big or too narrow. So as the shoulders go down, figure out where it should drop off. So mine looks like that's a good spot right there. So what I'm going to do is I make a little rounded shoulder shape like that. And right here is not so round. It's got a little corner right here. And I bring it down like this. Okay. From here, here's about where the shoulder is. You know what? I'm going to bring this in a little bit more this way. There you go. Try that again. Right there. All right, so now let's figure out the shoulder. I'm going to draw a seam right here. That's sort of where the shoulder and the arm is. And this will give us an idea of the waist. And here, let's find the seam over here as well. Goes down like this. And it'll just keep going down up to there. Right there. And this one goes down as well. And it kind of goes out a little bit. Okay, we'll figure that out a little later on. Don't worry. So now, take a look, step back and take a look at your Firestorm figure and make sure that it is proportional. Okay, right here I'm going to draw the arm going down, just like that. And right here I'm just going to draw the arm, continue it, like that. And over here, what I actually want to do is I want this to go out a little bit more, like this. Okay, there's the shoulder, the arm, and the forearm. The arm, the bicep, and the forearm right there. Okay, so now let's figure out where this part, the chest, is going to lie. And we kind of want it to go a little bit underneath the armpit. So let's figure out, you know what, let's draw a line from here going down first. And right here, let's find that line going down. So you notice that this is wider than this. This is about half the size of this right here. Now, let's find the chest. So from here, this is about a good size. So you kind of want the chest to go up like this. So you want to make a little point right here and make sure that this is the center of the chest. And you can even draw a line from here, finding the center of the body like that. Okay, so here's the chest right here. Now above the chest, there's a little bit of shading, so you'll kind of want to give it that shading. Kind of does that, and right here sort of goes across as well. So here's the seam, a little bit of shading right there. From this point, you want to go diagonally up like this, and right here you want to draw another line going down. Now you want this to be the same length as this, same width, and from here you want a seam going up. Okay, here you want a seam going down like that, and it creates this little flap right here. I'm going to double it up. So here's some stitching in the costume, and then a button right there, and another button right here. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So from here, I go down to there, double up and create those seams, and then button and button. All right, we want to draw a circle here now. Let's erase this center line. We don't need that really. And let's find a circle right here. This is of course for the emblem, a little Firestorm symbol that originates in the comics as a silly little costume design, but they actually made it work in the show. Okay, you want to draw a circle and then another circle inside. There you go. Now let's draw a little rectangle right there, and then one right here, another one right here. Okay, and then where it is the closest to this shoulder, one right there. Draw a line from there, going up like that. All right, so now on this side, we're going to find 3 circles with circles inside. Here's one, circle inside. Here's the other. You kind of want it to, from here, you want to think of a line going from here to here, and that's where you want those circles to be. So here's one, the other one is right here, and you want those circles to be the same size, of course. That's the second circle. Let me fix it up. There you go. And then the last one is up here. There you go. Now you want to connect this to those circles with 2 lines going across. So there's one. Here's 2. And there's 3. Here, of course, we've got a little pattern, and I'm going to draw a line across like that, and then lines going perpendicular to it, like this. And these have the same thing. So they're pretty much squares. You're making tiny little squares with a bunch of little lines. Okay, so there's the symbol. You can make it 3-dimensional by adding some shadow underneath, and underneath would be like the bottom parts. So here and here and here and then right here, going across like this. So as I do that, you guys can see that it sort of pops out here and here. There you go. Let's go to the shoulder and let's find the shoulder straps. This point right here, I'm going to draw a line going up and then out like this. Now over here on this side, you kind of want to make it a little bit, you want to get rid of that straight line. You want this bump right here. just to give it that layered look, just like that. And same thing over here, line going up to about there, and then out this way. Make it stick out a little bit to give it that layered look. Of course, you want to... This isn't his neck, so what you want to do is to indicate that it's not a neck, is you want to create where it sort of goes in over here. Let me zoom in on that. So I created this little point right here, so that you know it's not his neck, and I also created another one right here. Okay, now let's do there's a line right here, and I'm going to bring it towards this point right here, and from here I'm going to find a line over here. There you go. Now let's go to the shoulders. Let me erase this part. From here I'm going to draw 2 lines going this way. And I'll do the exact same thing over here, except I want this one to be curved here and here, and I want this to be in the center of it. So this part right here is in the center of these two. That's going to be a strap. You want to bring that up slightly higher on the shoulder, like that. And you want the ends of the strap to go in like this. Okay, now I do the same thing over here, there and there. Bring it up a little higher, like this, and it goes to the back, like that. Now, as it goes in, you also want to find 2 spots over here, one here and one here, and you want this to go towards the costume, like that. Now, same thing over here. 2 lines across like this, and then out like that. Now, from this point, I want to draw a line all the way to this shoulder seam right here. And I want to shape this shoulder a little bit. Just give him some musculature. Same thing over here. You know, here, line going out like that. Now from here, draw a line going down. Make sure you guys have your shoulder kind of shaped already. Shoulder, and then here's the tricep for the arms. And here's the bicep. So you want to go down to here. You want it to go diagonal this way, and then down the side of the arm, and then diagonal again. And you want to do that twice. So I'm going to double it up right here, and then here, and then here. But this time around, you want to make it thicker. You want to make it bigger. So it goes like that. And then it goes into the costume like this. Okay, you want to maintain this little seam right here. In the little armpit area, I'm just going to create this fold. Just a little fold like that. All right. And I actually want this little back here, I want it to go behind the arm. So I bring it back like that. Now let's go back to this center area. I want to darken this line right here and this line. And then we want to extend this one down. This one as well, and this one. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create I'm going to bring it down like this, and it goes in. So you kind of want that shape, like his chest goes out and then it goes in like that to his waist. So it gives him that heroic V shape. There you go. Now, over here, piping going out and then going down like that. And you want to do the same thing on this side. You want to make sure that they are similar in distance to the center line. Okay, I do one more here and one more over here. One here, one over here. And you bring it to this line on this side like that, and you bring it to this line here and here. Okay, now let's draw some curves right there, So that's just sort of where the fabric is folding in. So I just created those right there. Now you don't have to do that if you don't want to. All right, now over here, I'm gonna draw a line. Actually, find it right here. 2 lines going out, and it's gonna look exactly like this right here, where you want it to go in like this. You want it to stick out a little bit. And then draw 2 lines right here, going into this line. Okay. All right, now let's go over here, and we are going to continue this line that we have right here and make it go down the shoulder and this way. And just the little hairs kind of going down the side of the arm right there. So very, very thin right there. Now you want to do the same thing where this is a bigger in width, and then it goes narrower right there, and then narrow as you go down to the side of the arm like that. Just going to draw this little curl right here, so that indicates that he's got this bicep arm muscle. And then from here, lines going out, and that just shows kind of where the armpit is. Separates the shoulder and the bicep. We're almost done. Let's just shape this right here. Shaping that. Now, with these straps, you want to create rectangles inside them like this. As much as you can fit in. That's just the pattern that goes along the strap right there. Same thing over here. And right here. There you go. Lastly, I'm just going to create this little seam right here. From the armpit, it goes out like that, and it goes straight down underneath this strap right here, going down like that. And I think that's it, you guys. Let's draw some buttons here. 1, 2, 3. They're smaller buttons than these two. You want to do the same thing over here. So 1 right here, 2, and then 3. And that's it. Let's draw the flame effects just around the face, and we should be good to go. Now with the flame effects, it's going to be similar to how we did our Ghost Rider thing, where it's very just random. And you just want to create points going out like this. And if you guys want, just to give it an added effect, if you want flames coming out of the eyes, I probably won't. I'll probably erase it when I start inking. But you could do the same thing around the eyes with smoke coming out, or just a trail of it coming out like that. And like this. I'm probably going to erase that when I ink later on. But if you guys want to keep it there, definitely keep it there because it makes it really cool. And just, it's hard to do a tutorial on flames, but all you got to do is just create some lines just going out like this and just layer it like that. That's sort of what it looks like. I kind of drew it very lightly with my pencil because I want to get it right before I make it dark. And that's it. That is how you draw Firestorm from Legends of Tomorrow. Of course, this is the Jefferson Jackson version and not the Ronnie Raymond version. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And that is all the time that we have. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. If you are proud of your drawings, I would love to see it. So please go to the Google Plus community and post your artwork there for all of us to enjoy. If you are curious about the equipment that I use to do my tutorials or to make my videos, I have links to those in the description below. Clicking on those links helps to ensure that content creators like myself are supported so that we can continue making good stuff like this for you guys free of charge. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. Here in this channel, I show you how to draw your favorite characters and easy to follow, simple step-by-step instructions. So if you guys do like what you see, please hit that subscribe button below this video. And if you guys feel like being awesome and you want to support this channel even more, I have a support button that is on the main page of my channel. I have merchandise for sale, such as this shirt right here and this mug right here. Links to those in the description. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you guys liked this video, commented below, or shared this video with your friends in social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a coloring page of this tutorial and my other tutorials in this channel. Again, links below. Finally, thank you once again, and as always, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. I'll see you guys in my next video.